Hey traders, Akil Stokes here of TradingPower.com, and welcome back to this week's Live Room Weekend Review video. If you're one of the many members that follow me each week and make sure to sit down and watch this, then I appreciate your support, and hopefully you continue to do so. If this is your first time watching this, a few things. As always, I recommend that you go to either my blog at www.ratiotradingmentor.com or check this out on the TradingPower.com homepage instead of YouTube. That way you can read the written review, which goes with this every week. I do drop little hints and some little tidbits of knowledge in there each week that I don't throw into the actual video. So make sure you check that out as well. And also, if you do visit the YouTube site, I guess just search my name, Akil Stokes, and you'll find tons and tons of videos that I've done in the past. Now, as the title says, and that's probably why you're watching this, a thousand pip week. Question mark. It actually wasn't a thousand pip week. Very close though. We did make over 1,000 pips in profit. Unfortunately, we did have a drawdown that brought us to about a total of about 800 or so. And not in the live room. This came from the syndicate, where we actually had a very big month. And the syndicate is where Jason and we put out our higher time frame trading ideas. So mostly 4 hour charts, but we tend to go from 1 hour to daily charts. And well, this week a lot of trades that were either on our radar got filled, or trades that we actually had at market this week got filled, and it ended up being a very big week. So if you're one of the syndicate members that held tight, I should say, and took those trades and saw those profits, then pat yourself on the back. Great job. And before I get into the usual live room rewind videos, I want to go through the syndicate trades that we did have this week. And the first one was here on Euro Dollar. I'm not going to go through in too much detail, but we had a nice little Gartley pattern here, and this was uh, actually a very perfect Gartley. At the time, it was going with the overall direction of the trend. We actually came up and double topped at our Gartley pattern completion. It was just a quick, easy trade that rolled over for about 37 pips on target one and about 68 pips on target two. Nice and easy. Next was a little bit bigger. We went ahead and looked at Euro Yen on the 240. And what we had here was a bat pattern. You can see I had my bat pattern completion down here at 119.53. We actually double bottomed here as well. See if we, yep, double bottom with some RSI diversions. And well, we shot back up for some pretty big targets, getting about 209 pips on position one and 377 pips on position two. So a total of about 580 pips on that trade. We also had Euro Yen, and again, giving you a good example of, hey, all these trades aren't winners. I don't want you guys thinking I come onto this thing every week and say, hey, here's where we won, here's where we won. We never lose. I lose, and lose quite often. I would probably say about 45% of the time on the higher time frames I'm a loser, about a 55% win percentage. But you'll see when I do win, we take advantage of it. Anyway, dollar yen here on the 240 chart, we had a broken cipher pattern, and again, a losing trade. Took about a 100 pip loss on this trade, and of course, when you lose a trade, you're looking at that as both positions, so a 200 pip loss in total on this trade. Back to the winners, we'll go over to pound Swiss. We had a bat pattern we were watching for a pretty long time, about 2 weeks. The market had got up to this area, and it kind of just stopped and took its good old time to get up to our 886. Fortunately, this week we did get on there to our 886. You can see that we rolled down. If I bring my 382 in, we had just hit target one on this on Friday. And for about, what am I looking at here? Pound Swiss, about 184 pips on target one. So not bad. And target two is still in progress, looking for this 618 to be hit. Lastly was our big one. This was actually the Aussie dollar, a big boy cipher pattern on the daily chart. And again, as you can see, similar to pound Swiss, this one put us through a little bit of pain. We got entered right on the dime, right here about 104.94. We actually spiked down about 100 pips up, and then came all the way back down, or came all the way back up to break even. Giving the traders kind of that mental roller coaster ride. And well, you can see after double topping up here, again, RSI diversions. We've come back down and we actually hit target one for about 137 pips on those first positions, and looking for target two a little bit lower down at our 618. So overall, again, like I said, a very very good week in the syndicate, and you know this is how you need to start your month off with a bang. With a bang, it gets you mentally for newer traders. It gets you mentally in the right position, and it proves you these trades work. I'm going to bring over this brief little table I made just to show you guys what we're looking at. Again, about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 trades that triggered this week in the syndicate. Four winners out of those five trades, and about 832 pips total on two positions based off trading two positions so far, with still two trades in progress. So not a bad week, I'd say. Uh, Unfortunately, live room not as much success. We had a lot of fundamental events, as mentioned earlier, during the live room, including the ECB press conference, which took us for some wild rides. Now we did have a few good winning trades, but overall a down week in the live room, and I'll go over that. I'll give you guys some flashbacks of some of the trades that we did get involved in the live room session this week. Hey traders, just wrapped up Wednesday's live room session. Pretty slow day in the market. We had two trades. We had a Euro Yen trade get stopped out for break even on a Gartley pattern completion, and currently still on one trade here on the Euro Dollar 15-minute chart. And it was actually in a cipher pattern completion. We hit target one already. We're about 17 pips up, aiming for target two down at 128.20. But a pretty interesting setup, and it was one of those. I guess the theme of this week and the theme of last week has been take the trade when the money's sitting right there on the table, or when everything is lining up. And this was another one of those cases, and I'll show you what we have. I'm not going to go into too much detail with the Fibonacci's, but as I mentioned before, we had a cipher pattern completion. You see we came into our 786. So originally we were looking at our X leg up here, looking at an X to A move, our A to B, B to C completion down here at a 127.90s, and then our D completion up here at the 786. And if we do this, actually, if we look a little higher, if we bring in our 886, you'll see we also had a bat pattern as well. So we're taking the same move, but instead of breaking up this X to A here, we're going to take the entire impulse leg, X to A, our A to B up here. We're going to look at our B to C and our CD completion up here at an 886, which we actually didn't get. And I'll talk about that a little more in a little bit. Let me just get this a different color to make it clear for you guys. And actually, now that I look at it, there may be, let me look at one thing, maybe a butterfly pattern completion here as well. Let me just, yeah, we're going to have a butterfly pattern completion as well, looking at X to A to B, B to C, C to D up here at right up here with a 127 hit. And it's something I actually didn't have on my radar at the time, but anyway, we talked about the differences between the patterns. How do you know which one to take when you have multiple patterns setting up? I took the cipher pattern, well, because that's the highest percentage pattern I trade, but also told the traders is the option where you can take it right in the middle. And you can see, well, basically market spiked right in the middle of this area, and well, cipher pattern completion, rolled over, hit target one, worked until target two, and lastly, if we bring in some ABCDs, swing low to swing high, copy and paste that, you'll see we'll get a boom ABCD completion there, along with another ABCD completion there as well. So we got three patterns, we've got two ABCD patterns, all at the same point. Winner, winner, chicken dinner. So like most first Fridays of the month, due to the non-farm payroll announcement and unemployment claims, it was a pretty wacky day, pretty low-key day, because I don't do any trading while those announcements are coming out. But after all the dust settled, we're actually able to find a pretty good pattern here on Aussie dollar 15-minute. And what we're looking at is a butterfly pattern. Now I don't trade these often, as I have very strict rules for how I do attack them. But when I do, they actually complete at a very high win percentage. which is surprising because I'm really not a fan of this pattern. But anyway, I don't look at my butterflies as just an ABCD extension. And if you've seen any of my syndicate videos on butterflies, then you know that by now. But what I'm looking for is I'm taking my Fibonacci extension from our A to our B and looking for that 1618 Fibonacci extension. And I'm looking for that to line up with my 127 inversion going from my A leg back to my X leg. And in this case, you can see they both line up directly on top of each other, hence why I got involved in the trade. And we're about up 13 pips right now, halfway to target one. So we'll see how that fares. You never know. But what was cool about this level, this 103.60 area, 103.60 to 103.55 area, was this was also the target one area of our bigger Aussie dollar cipher pattern. And syndicate members, you guys have been in this for what, the last 2 weeks, and swing traders as well, I guess I should say, not just syndicate members. But you've been waiting for a while for this thing to yo-yo and get down to this 382. And what's pretty cool is we know this area right around this 382 is where these bearish traders are taking half of their position off. And that's why we see these bounces at this Fibonacci points. So when taking this higher time frame analysis into account, if we know traders are taking profits off of this 382 around this area, we know we're going to see a little bounce and most likely not spike straight down. Well, that works out perfect for our butterfly pattern. Why? Because, well, that little bounce can get us hit on target ones and target twos, and then we're out of the market by the time that bigger cipher continues to roll down, if it chooses to go that direction. So a pretty cool way of putting all that higher time frame analysis and that lower time frame analysis together into what hopefully should be a good trade. Well, I'll take that back. It's a good trade because we followed our rules, to what hopefully should be a profitable trade. So I hope you guys enjoyed that, and thanks once again for joining me for this week's video. If this is your first time, or if you maybe just haven't done so yet, make sure you go to the tradingpower.com site and click on any one of my videos or any one of my posts, and there should be a box on your right hand side that says if you want to sign up for updates from myself, enter your email. I'm known to put out random videos throughout the week. Maybe it's recapping a nice trade. Maybe it's forecasting a trade that I have in my radar. Maybe it's just something that I found that was pretty cool in the market. But I'm known to randomly do that throughout the week. And, well, if you want to get updated and updates right to your email, make sure you type it in so you can receive that. So until I see you next time, remember this, traders. Plan your trade, trade your plan, and take care.